Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Megan. If you didn't know, now you know. And today we're going to be playing with magnets. Now, I know I have done a live stream with playing with magnets. Live stream footage playback usually ends up in the members only. So if you do want to be able to see playbacks of live stream, definitely consider joining channel membership. It doesn't matter which level you choose. You'll have access to playbacks. Sometimes I do edit them down and post them as highlights to make them shorter, but it's the same situation type of thing. But today I wanted to test out a few different nail magnet types that are a little more uncommon and see what they can do and what we can do with them. And it's regular nail polish. Let's do it. So this is the first one I want to do. This is a fridge magnet. This one's from a tattoo shop here in my town, but that's the one we're going to use. And we're going to use this clear piece of silicone matte just so that I can look through here. This is a technique that you are not going to be able to paint directly onto your nails. You're going to have to make a decal. So once that's on here, you want to estimate about your nail size and then just go ahead and paint a nice, generous swatching of it. Now I'm going to attempt to put this on at a diagonal if my decal comes out big enough, because my magnet is pretty small. If you use a bigger magnet, you can do as many of these as you like. Remember, this nail polish needs to dry, so I'm going to leave this sitting on the magnet and I'm going to scoot it out of the way. Now, I have a bunch of naked fingernails, and the rest of these we're going to do directly on the fingernails. And some of them, I'm not really sure what kind of results we're going to get, but we're going to find out. Let me show you what I have. So one magnet we're going to do is like this bar collection of them. It's just a little stack of bars. We're also going to do these squares. So this is very similar to the bead ones, but square. You can kind of squish these around. If you like, you can make a string out of them, whatever you want to do. So we have these. I also have this paper clip heart maker I made. Now, I also have the tool that is just already made, but I did an experiment. And with the posts on this one and the Y, as gappy as it is, it doesn't really make the bottom of the heart very well. It comes out more like wide and curved. So great apples, but they're not hearts. So we're going to use the paperclip one that I actually made. And then I also have this thing. This is for making Frenches. It's got a skinnier V and a wider V. And you use it with this. You basically stick it on there and then just like put it over the nail. I've not tried it yet, but we're going to try it today. This will also be going on this pole of a magnet. But first, let's start with the pinky, and I think we'll start with this magnet, see what it does. I'm just gonna try and do it like this. So, because I'm only gonna get about one try at this, I'm gonna try and use generous layers of paint. I might as well show you the paint. This is Elba nail polish. It is called Ballet. I got it from Hella Handmade Creations. It's this really beautiful pink magnetic. Alright, I'd say that's a pretty generous layer, wouldn't you? Very sparkly and foily. Now I'm going to try and just hold this up to it without touching. Let me see if I can get it at an angle that you can see. See? Maybe. And then I'm going to count to 30. Alright. So here's what we got. I think that's pretty interesting. I didn't expect it to come out like that. It comes out very similar to a typical cat eye, but more of like a cross between a cat eye and the bead, because like it's a bit of a diagonal, but it's not a line. It's like a thicker oval. That's interesting. I'll take it. I want to try this one next, but I'm not sure if we should try it like in this full square that it is, or if I should like do a strip of it. I kind of want to try it in the full square. Let's try it in the full square. We can always do more later and specialize. So if you see any magnets that you want to see more techniques with, let me know and we can explore them further in depth. So let's try this one. All right, and then I'm just gonna hold this one like this so that I can kind of see, y'all can kind of see, and count to 30. All right. Okay, so this one gave kind of an abstract outcome, similarly to what you might get with the beads. That's pretty cool looking. We've got these two like little cell spots, which is interesting. So I definitely do want to try more with this magnet in particular. Now I'm going to go ahead and stick these in the dryer so that we can kind of set them. That way they don't just continue to disperse while we work on the other nails. So I will be right back. Okay, so we're going to try to do the heart magnet on this one. And remember, we're just going to put a generous layer since we're only going to get about one try. You can do like just a plain layer if you want first. Let that dry and then magnetize your second layer. I like mine to be magnetized all the way through, so this is just how I'm going to attempt it. And then let's see here, try not to touch it, and then I'll have to count to 30. All right, did we get it? I don't know. It's like you can kind of see it on the edges, but not so much in the middle. I think we need to try that again, but like maybe if I hold it like this, because I feel like I need to be able to get it more close. I'm gonna try it again. So I guess we're getting 2 tries on this one because I don't really like how that came out. And it may be that I'm just wearing such extremely curved nails that the magnet is struggling. That might matter. So y'all take that into consideration if you're trying this. What about that time? Alright, so like, maybe, like, I can kind of see it when I do like this, but you can kind of see it when I do like this too. It's not the worst, but it's not the best. I can see there's a heart. I think this would work better if I wasn't wearing such a contoured nail. Let me know if you have been able to successfully do the heart shape with the paper clip before. That one's a difficult one. Next though, I want to do this thing. We're going to go for the wider of the V shape. So I'm going to try and put it on my thumb. So like we're going to do like this. That would be the attempt. Let's see how it goes. I feel like I should zhuzh first, just to get those all pulled up. Yeah. All right, let's try it. I'm gonna get in a weird way. Okay, I think that's centered. Does it look centered? Sorta. All right, now that came out really well. I like that. That makes your magnet all up here and it's the tip where it's not. Huh, that's pretty good. Let me know, what do you think of that one? Our little heart thing. Let me go ahead and dry these a little bit. All right, so here's what we've got so far. I am gonna go ahead and aqua top these so that we can get these top coated in and safe before we start trying to apply the decal we made to this one, because I would really hate to mess up all these ones that we've done because we're trying to put on a decal. So let's just do that real quick. And into the dryer. And now that those have come out of the dryer, we're gonna sèche vive them. Sèche vive is currently my favorite top coat because it is so thick and juicy. It gives a really great magnified and gel-like dry down, but it's just regular nail polish. Looks like this one had some thick edges, you can see, because as it was drying, it created some wrinkles. Not due to the dryer, just air drying, because nail polish sometimes tends to shrink, but you can't hardly see the magnetic on that one anyway, so I'm like, whatever. You can also, of course, wear magnetic polishes unmagnetized because they are beautiful on their own. Back in the nail dryer though. They just came out of the dryer, but I was just looking, like when you look at this one from this angle, you can see the heart the best, so that's interesting. But it's time to see if we can't peel this up off of here and apply it to our nail. I'm just going around the edges and loosening them up. Like, you could put a top coat or something on here to strengthen it up, but then it also makes it more inflexible. So I'm just trying to see if I can do this without destroying it. Let me set that to the side for a second. We need to put a sticky base coat over here. Now, for a lot of my stuff, I use this sticky base coat, but for some reason, decals, I like to use the Orly Bonder. I don't have a reason for that. Psychological, I guess. Let's just put some of that on there. And then give that about 30 seconds to dry and get tacky. Yeah, that's getting good and sticky. I'm gonna take this and we're gonna put it on here. I do want to kind of do a bit of a diagonal. I think I'm gonna hold it with the tweezers. It's just easier. And maybe it's so flimsy. Like when I do water decals, they're much thicker. Let's just... It's on there. Okay. Let's just push it down. It's not super diagonal, but it's also not super straight. So it can either be mistaken as accidentally diagonal or purposefully. It could really be interpreted either way. But we're able to get that on there. That is looking cute. And I'm going to take my cuticle pusher, and this is how I just kind of go around the edges and push it down and cut that excess loose so that I can peel that away and make the cleanup process easier. Just grab a hold of that excess and pull it away. Under here, you can either rip it loose or cut it loose. It just depends on how sturdy the polish is. If it's flimsy, you can usually rip it loose without causing too much trouble. On a water decal, I usually cut it. And then I'm going to take my cleanup brush and some acetone and then just go around the edges and clean those. Not only does it clean it, but it melts them down and helps them to seal. Bye, in the words of Barry Lewis, if y'all know who that is. And then for the overhang on this part, just get your acetone brush and just kind of scrub back and forth underneath this edge, and it's going to melt off the excess, and as well as give you that clean outcome. You can always flip it over and check. Sometimes some of it gets up under here, but we did a pretty good job. And then I'm just gonna tap down around those edges. I think that's pretty good. So this one's gonna need the same treatment as the other, the aqua topper, and then the top coat. I'll be right back. All right, everything's dry. Let's have a look. I think these are pretty cool and interesting. Let me know which one is your favorite technique, and if you have tried any of these. These were just a few alternative magnetic nail art techniques that you can absolutely do with nail polish. So don't let nail polish make you think you can't do cool magnetic designs, because you absolutely can. Definitely be on the lookout for any further posting with shorts or photos that I end up doing with these nails for nail art, because as you know, I like to put art on top of my paint. I just don't know what it's going to be yet. Definitely do consider joining the channel membership if you want to be able to see the live stream playbacks. There's different nail art and nail style applications in there, and hit subscribe. That is free. It helps me out. It makes it more likely that my videos will be recommended to you in your feed, and you don't want to miss them. We do have a good time. And if you like this video, hit the like button. The algorithm thanks you, and so do I. And if you made it to the end, leave me a pink emoji so that I know that you made it here. I'm going to try and make these outros shorter because I do a whole lot of rambling. So, thank you again for everything. Thank you for being here. I appreciate you, and I'll see you in the next video. Goodbye.